So what's up with electric vehicles? Listen, more and more manufacturers are coming on board, new EVs all the time, like the 2024 Hummer. Now, we don't have one of those in our parking lot this morning, but automotive journalist Petrina Gentile did bring two fancy ones with you. Great to see you, Petrina.
Great to be here.
Okay, so listen, let's go back 4 years ago, because we did something on the show 4 years ago where I got to test drive an electric vehicle. It was a Nissan Leaf. I fell in love with that Nissan Leaf, and I got a Nissan Leaf, and I've loved it ever since.
Wow.
So I'm an EV convert. Where are we at with electric vehicles?
Well, it's still a very small percentage of new car sales. Like in Q1 of 2023, it was about 7% of sales, but it's the highest that we've ever seen. So more consumers are coming on board. There still are some stumbling blocks, infrastructure, for example, the range, charging time. Right. Wonderful here.
I was going to say, so this new building, we've added charging stations.
Yes.
How rare is that?
That's very rare, very rare. So very progressive in terms of getting that, because this is what our future is going to be. It is electric cars.
But even companies like CHCH bringing these here to the station has many people within the station thinking about going to EV for the next vehicle.
Yeah, because it makes it easier.
Because their infrastructure is there. Okay, what do we have here?
This is the Genesis Electrified G80, and it is basically based on the gas-powered version. When you look at it, there is no electrified label on this anywhere, which is interesting because Genesis is planning to have all electric vehicles by 2030. And this is our third one in the last year. So they've been really moving fast and furious with it. Okay. I want to show you one of the cool demos on this vehicle because it has a lot of neat features. For example, I can actually drive this vehicle remotely.
With the key?
With the key fob. Look at this. There's nobody in the driver's seat, and it can come forward, it can move backwards, it can do parallel parking, perpendicular parking.
How far can it drive by itself?
Well, I'll stop it there just to be on the safe side.
But it would drive as...
Yeah, I can. Yeah, as long as you're nearby, and so it's really quite impressive. Yeah. The range though is a little bit low. It only has a range of about 380 kilometers.
This one, which is low for kind of a higher end vehicle. And what's the price tag on something like this?
84,000.
Okay, so that's the issue too. Is the price of them and people getting over that sticker price on electric vehicles.
Yeah, because there is a premium that you have to pay for sure.
Now you're not paying for the gas, which I don't know, from somebody that doesn't have to pay for gas is pretty awesome.
And no maintenance.
Yeah, no maintenance too. Yeah, no oil changes. That's another thing that we don't talk about. Yeah, not
exactly.
Okay, so what's the second one here, Petrina?
This is the Hyundai Ioniq 6, and this is interesting because it's a sedan, and we don't see
sedans.
Yeah, and especially in electric vehicles. Tesla owns that market. So this is going after it. This one has a longer range, even though it has the same battery as the Genesis. It has a range of about 500 kilometers. It's all-wheel drive. You would charge it with like plugging in a toaster, for example. Very simple to charge.
Oh, what little demo do you got going on here?
Look at this. This has a connector here. This is where you'd typically charge the vehicle, but you would get this connector and you can use it to power other external devices. So right here, I am making you some breakfast.
Well, because everybody's wondering where the teapot went.
Yeah, I know. I took it. I stole it.
Petrina has the teapot. So here you go, Annette. I'm making your tea. I'm not sure if I'm doing this properly, but there you go. There's a hot tea for you.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, though, the vehicle itself, this one is about 58,000. As tested, comes in closer to 65. So a little bit more reasonable, but...
But if you did do this on road trips, any camping trips, that type of stuff, it does...
Picnics, yeah. You can charge even another vehicle with this as well, which is kind of nice. And inside, really tech savvy. Like it has that cool interior, few buttons. That's what we're going to see. Very clean interiors, a lot of recycled materials inside as well.
Okay, what other, I talked about the 2024 Hummer. Where are we at with trucks?
Trucks is a huge segment for electrics. And Ram just showed off their 2025 1500 REV. It's their light duty pickup truck. But they're a little bit late to the party, first of all, because we have already a lot of trucks on the market. Ford has its Lightning out. Chevy's going to come out their Silverado. There's the GMC Hummer, as you mentioned, the truck version. Cybertruck is coming out later. So they're a little bit late to the party. But this one is interesting because it looks like a regular truck. When it initially came out and they showed us this vehicle, it was like really in your face. totally different now, and they say it's going to have 800 kilometers of range.
That's what I was going to say. Where is the range? Because when it's a commercial vehicle and you're doing work for it, you don't want to be stopping in the middle of the day to charge.
Exactly.
So you got a bigger range.
Yeah.
What about price on something like that?
Price, they haven't announced it yet, but you know, it's going to be.
It's going to be up there. Because the Lightning, how much does the Lightning go for?
They're like in the 80s. Like
Does it?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And
at any point for it to become more popular and get that market share up, are they going to have to lower the prices on these EVs?
yeah, yeah.
But the more that they're making of them, those prices will go down?
Hopefully, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, as well as, you know, the battery prices, and once those come down as well,
Right.
that's going to hopefully push down the price of the electric
But then you
vehicles.
still have, like, Nissan is still making the Leaf, right?
Yeah.
That is a more modestly priced
Yeah, but
vehicle.
still, you know, around 45,000.
Okay.
But there are, I should mention, provincial and federal.
there's
rebates.
there's rebates that are in there too. What about when you're ordering them? We got to go, but like when you're ordering them, does it still take a long time
It
for that
takes
to
a
come
long
up?
time. Yep.
Okay. Petrina Gentile, you always bring the coolest vehicles. Automotive journalist from the Globe and Mail. Thanks.
Thank you.
Diesel, steam, or gasoline.